I would certainly cast my vote for Carlotta Collette.
Thank you. A copy of it that my great cousin managed to send me. So if anybody's interested later, he didn't speak a word of English. He was French Canadian, and when he signed up and they said, "What's your name?" and he said, "Dosité Gauthier," and they signed him up as Augustus Goki because it was August, and what else would you do? So it took him months to actually get a paycheck from the military, but I thought it was a kind of a wonderful story that here was a man who knew nothing about what was going on, but was also willing to fight in the Civil War for this country. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Randy, and the rest of you for organizing this, and thank you to Metro staff for participating in this and really serving us as the Metro Council. It's an honor to work with this great staff as well. Thank you all.
And that brings me to the introduction of the other gentleman seated with us, who is our keynote speaker today. The keynote speaker was at one time the outstanding military graduate of Oregon State University's ROTC program. He served as an officer in the Army National Guard for 43 years. He now serves as historian for the Oregon National Guard as a member of the Oregon State Defense Forces Military History Detachment. His civilian career has been as a game biologist and ecology expert. He too is a published author and a tremendous resource for scholars. Please welcome our distinguished guest, Colonel Warren Haney.
It's good to see you all here. I really enjoy seeing this kind of turnout. I want to make sure, can you hear back there okay? Okay. You mentioned I'm historian for the Oregon Army National Guard. There's a saying that if you're a two-dimensional object, three-dimensional object like the saber here, and you get to be old enough, they make you a museum piece. If you're a three-dimensional object, you happen to move and talk, they make you a historian when you get old enough. Well, I'm a historian. Colette mentioned Carlotta. I mean, mentioned the fact, well, the last name is Colette.
Works either way.
Works either way, okay. That her great-grandfather was a member of the Union Army. Well, I'd like to take off this ugly beret that we're forced to wear and put this on in honor of my two great-grandfathers. Orrin Snow, who served in the 8th Minnesota Infantry, and James Knox Polk Haney, who served in the 8th Wisconsin Infantry. I want to give thanks to these, my great-grandparents, for what they did to protect that flag, to protect their freedom, and to make this country whole. Unfortunately, I got to put the ugly beret back on. I could tell you the history of the Oregon National Guard, the heritage of the military forces here in Oregon that goes clear back a lot longer than sometimes you realize, because the Oregon's first citizen warriors called themselves at least 75 unique and special names such as Paiute, Nimi-Pu, Tututni, and Kalapuya. And they all had long and proud traditions of fighting when needed to protect family, community, territory, and honor. And I could go on and tell you about the Lewis and Clark Protection Sheet, which brought the first militia to Oregon. I could tell you about our first militia law in 1843 before Oregon became a recognized territory. I could tell you about the early Indian Wars. But rather, what I'd